Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Triple Clowns. It's me, the OG Randall Johnson, with the beautiful Sarah Marie, Mrs. Big News, and the truck stop burrito, AJ Ryder. And we're here for our weekly show. We're going to bring you the news. We're going to bring you Randy's rant today. We're going to go off about something for a minute. We're going to talk about some other things about horse racing. So follow along. What's up, everybody? You guys all good? Sarah,
Very
you're
good.
all right?
You're asking us, like we were here last night. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
Someone
are
had
you
to go to the
good?
racetrack
I'll-
and ditch us.
Yeah,
I'll get into that in a little bit because I have a funny story about that.
I've spent more time with
Yeah.
you with Sarah than you have lately.
I was at Del Mar, not San Diego. I was at Del Mar. I was at Del Mar last couple of days, and I'll tell you funny stories about that. But we'll get into it. But first and foremost, let's get into the news.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, we have some very exciting news and kind of some sad news. The very exciting news, which I know everybody out there was on pin and needles for this. They're all asking me what is going on with Mr. Big News. And he's back. He made his 4-year.
Was he gone?
Yes, this was his first race of his 4-year-old career last week at Colonial.
Let's move on.
Wait.
Nobody
very-
cares about Mr. Big News.
Your
They were
big
all asking
lead-off
me to
story.
find
Your
Big News.
big
They're all
lead-off
asking me what is
story.
going on.
Your
All right,
big
nobody
lead-off
cares.
story. It was a very I don't know, slightly above average 3-year-old last year who
Hey.
makes his 4-year-old debut
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Colonial. and
Anybody
that's your
who
big
just started
lead-off?
listening and just stopped, I don't blame you.
Oh,
Goodbye.
I had to bring that up.
We pretty much just
We
say
brought it up
whatever we want
later.
now.
We
Everyone
We just
Well,
lost half our audience.
There's not much news to talk about. But so we'll
Yeah,
move
because
on
the
from
Pacific
that.
Classic isn't big. The Alabama's
Well,
not
that
big.
wasn't the race
Yeah.
You're
we
right.
had.
That's not big.
Yeah, no,
That's
no,
not
no,
big.
wait,
Those
wait
aren't
till
big
the next
things.
story, and this
No.
isn't big either.
No, this
Yeah.
one's really big. What do you mean?
Well, why didn't you lead with it then?
Because
This
everyone's
is
been worried
ridiculous.
about Mr. Big News here.
No.
But no, we have some very sad news in the horse racing industry. A big mover and shaker for us has passed away. Bewayne Hughes passed away August 18th, owner of Spendthrift. He did a lot for our industry. So it was sad to hear that.
Yeah, a giant in the sport. Obviously, I have to say because that was kind of my big boss with my racehorse, and I didn't know him personally, but we just talked about him
We did.
last week. Stories about him from people that worked with him closely. My friend John Barton, who works with me, lived with him, and great man. And Spendthrift at like 1994, got into it like 70 years old and made a big thing. Giant in the sport, obviously, somebody who didn't need to go into the sport after doing public storage and did. So shout out to him and how he treated, I know my company with letting, the smallest thing of the bunch is probably letting Authentic wear my racehorse instead of Spendthrift with 11% ownership. It was pretty crazy. And he was just that guy. And they actually asked if they could wear Spendthrift silks this week in honor of him. And the family said, which I would kind of expect, no, he wouldn't want that. He would want you in that because that's what he wanted. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of guy he was.
Yep.
And yeah, rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, Bewayne Hughes.
Yeah. T's and P's of that whole family. Sarah, could you just this is probably the worst start of a news segment I think we've ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
Like by far.
I disagree. Hold into it.
You give us irrelevant
Both of
news
these
and then
stories
really
impressed
sad
me
news
highly.
just straight off the rip.
I
mean,
I'm not gonna go into sad news straight off the rip. I have to be kind of something exciting first,
man.
and then bring everybody.
you did
down.
nothing exciting first.
It was
Though.
not exciting.
You went mediocre and then sad.
I went up here,
And
and then I had to go.
I didn't even remember that was a horse.
Well, anyway,
You personally are more famous than the Mr. Big News horses right now. Like that's
I'm gonna make him famous.
gosh.
Oh goodness gracious!
He's living off your name. They think he was named after you.
After
at
you.
this point.
Probably.
Possibly. Well,
All right, let's go on.
anyways, let's go on. I just wanted to address really quick. I know we talk a lot about Del Mar, and a lot of our listeners follow Del Mar. They had that big spill yesterday. With updates coming in from today, everyone, as far as jockeys and the horses, have checked out well. So that is great news. That is quite the spell. If you didn't catch it, it was race 7, and it was really awful to watch, but it was quite the domino effect that happened in the backstretch.
I was there, and it was the craziest thing. And I would not even talk about this, but everything came out okay, which was crazy. Because 2 horses went one way, I believe. 2 horses went one way, 3 finished. Another one went over the rail, got caught on the rail, like trying to jump into the crowd. The crowd moved. It was ridiculous. Jockeys all came. I actually have a video of Kyle Frey running and jogging past the finish line, which is awesome. And the fans standing ovation for the jockeys. They're ridiculous. If you watch this spill, horses and them are ridiculous at this point, because I would have been done for years. I'd fall out of bed and I'm done. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know this, and it was such a bad thing to happen, and it was funny too because I had to watch the replay like 3 or 4 times because normally these spills happen coming home. So I was going to the replay and I was fast forwarding.
I skipped it.
And I'm like, what happened? I don't understand. And then till somebody on Twitter said like on the backstretch, and I was like, oh, I gotta go back. But when you sent me the video of who was it coming home?
Kyle Frey, I believe it was Kyle Frey.
So okay, and as terrible as this was, the only thing I could think about was after the spill and he's jogging past the finish line was the end of Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby and Sacha Baron Cohen are running after they get in the wreck to cross the finish line, because it doesn't count. But like it just made this seem like this big deal, and it's like that's the only thing I could think of, and I know it's so bad.
I actually said he knows that he's not coming in fourth. Right
Yeah,
now.
This doesn't count.
So I thought, I know, and thoughts out for everybody, and good thing I know Tyler Bays was a little banged up.
He was very banged up.
Yeah.
All of them were.
No race, and I would have hit the pick 4.
So no contest.
I would have hit it.
Yeah.
You're gonna refund.
Let's be a little concerned about the health and safety of these
They were
horses
fine.
and the jockeys, Randy. Not your.
They
fucking
were
stats.
fine.
He's more worried about his pick 4.
Jesus.
They were
Christ.
fine. If they weren't fine, I wouldn't have said that.
Selfish prick.
Oh,
I can't believe, honestly, that was terrible, and that's the scariest thing in the world. And I can't believe
it turned out
It was
well.
okay.
Everyone came back well, including the horses.
And
after
AJ
watching
called me
them.
while I was in the walking ring, and the
Yeah, I did.
phone rang because I didn't have my ringer off right in front of the horse, and I was just like, "I'm in the walking
Yeah.
ring."
Because me and Sarah missed it because we were on with Chip at the time while
Yeah.
you were at the track, and we get off, and of course I had bet the race, and I just see refunds all over the place, and so I'm like, well, what the fuck happened? And they hadn't had the replay up on yet, so I'm like, well, let me call Randy, see what's going on.
Well, I just got
And
a
you're like,
random
I'm in a water
video. I just gotten that random video from Randy with no explanation. So I was like, oh, I don't understand what's going on here.
What's happening here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know.
all
Yeah,
right.
and you know it's funny. Sarge said right away to me, he was like, "Oh," he said, "This is going to be a no contest because and knowing Sarge, he cites the rule
Right.
that I've never heard
Memorized them. Yeah.
that if half the horses don't finish." So he was
Hashtag
like,
Sarge for commish.
yeah,
See?
100%. Yeah, I mean that's
Our
exactly
argument
why.
still stands.
He
Yeah.
knew right away. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is going to be a no race." I don't know why they didn't put that up yet.
Yeah.
Like he knew before they did the rule.
There we go.
So
All
shout
right.
out to Sarge there.
Yeah.
Nice job.
And real quick too, because I know a lot of people were upset about it because of the refunds, but I will say this because I'd bet the pick 3 on Bovada. I had hit the pick 3 with the 2 who ended up winning that race, and it was like a $12 ticket, and they ended up paying me 25 back. So I get now I got
refunded.
I got
money
double.
back and it. Well, you probably get your money back from like if you did a middle one. But anyway, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
later.
Well, I'm just saying I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. But let's recap some races because we had a big weekend of graded stakes races. We'll start with Saratoga first on Saturday, race 9, the grade 2 Lake Placid, where technical analysis wired the field, followed by Runaway Rumor and Ego Trip.
Is holding on to the lead. Now, Runaway Rumor, Ego Trip, Iliogami, they're all giving chase to Technical Analysis, who is still in front. Technical Analysis by 2.5 lengths. Then Ego Trip. And down on the inside is Runaway Rumor. It's going to be Technical Analysis with a front-running victory in the Lake Placid Stakes. Runaway Rumor was second, then Ego Trip.
AJ, do you have anything to say about that?
Looking back on it, like it just seemed like, well, that should have just been a very easy single
Yeah.
in that sequence. I think I played others, but yeah, clearly just the best horse. I mean, no one else really was that impressive.
No, even when he went wide in the turn, it was just like, oh, is he
Yeah.
gonna open it up? Nope. No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was going wide in the turn because he was just going faster than everybody else. It was
Yeah.
one of those, like, let him go and straighten him out home.
Yeah, I mean, the Spanish Love Affair was a little disappointing because I kind of thought maybe that was going to be a little bit better horse than what's shown. And then the only other horse, realistically, I mean, granted, it wasn't a super deep field, but I mean, just clearly the best horse. And now Chad Brown's probably got himself a monster.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, let's move on to race 10, which was the grade 1 Alabama, where Malthat won again, followed by Clarier and Army Wife. And that was kind of an interesting race because there was that big rush in the stretch where Clarier really had to battle hard for that second place.
It's for home in the Alabama. On the outside, it's Army Wife with Malathot. Then Clarier, played hard, is down towards the rail with Will's Secret. And now there's an eighth of a mile to the finish. It is Army Wife and Malathot has taken the lead with a 16th to the finish. Malathot, Army Wife, Clarier, Malathot back in the win column as she takes the Alabama.
And Maracuja, everyone was kind of wondering if this was going to be another race against the two. And I don't know, she's still running. Did she finish?
Yeah. Maracuja, the Jockey Club, it might have just been a flash in the pan. I don't know. She may never win another race. Who knows? Mouth that, give her the Eclipse. I mean, that's done and over with. Crazy Beautiful was pretty disappointing, but I mean, remember, Clarier was a horse who we were really high on going into the Oaks, and that whole like kind of Derby Oaks trail that we'd gone through. So it was nice to see her bounce back because I do think that's a strong horse and will continue to be a strong horse. So it's nice to see her get like a little bit flashback to relevance to losing to easily the best 3-year-old filly of the year by far.
Yeah, and we talked about that with Chip yesterday.
Yeah,
like just give her the
Eclipse
already.
It's over.
Yep.
Until she loses in the Breeders' Cup.
She could lose in the Breeders' Cup. She can't lose.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, she can't lose that.
Well,
it was a clean sweep of opinions yesterday on the show. Maybe if you showed up, you'd know that. But
I just think if you have somebody take somebody's spot might be sitting on 3 in a row, who knows? You could, and the Breeders' Cup weighs a lot. I'm just saying,
Yeah, but outside of like what? I mean, search
if a 3-year-old filly goes to somewhere and wins a big race against older, maybe in the Breeders' Cup, you'd have to almost consider, right? I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No,
three grade ones. 3 grade ones.
I know. I agree. I'm just saying voters.
Her only second was by a head in a grade
we're not
one.
Voters. I'm just saying for the voters, they're going to take that into effect.
Yeah, that'd be tough debate there.
She's also already beaten everybody.
I'm asking everybody out there, if you had somebody that won a grade 1 coming up, because there's probably one winning you're in somewhere, not even a winner you're in, some sort of, I don't know. But if you have one win and then they win a Breeders' Cup against older, it's probably not going to happen. This is ridiculous for me to say it. If it did happen, would that be the winner? Or would you take those against really weak 3-year-old fillies? Really weak 3-year-old fillies this year. The times and everything, they're weak. It's weak. It's a weak class.
So you're posing she goes and she beats older females.
Somebody comes in and beats older people.
Older females, and like it's got to be a grade 1. Can't be anything else.
No, and goes to Breeders' Cup and wins.
And then goes to the Breeders' Cup and wins the yeah.
That would shake things up a lot, I think.
I don't
It's
even
still
know about
tough
a
because
lot.
of her
It's a good question. That's all I'm saying.
far,
I'm
yeah.
not saying anything against the horse.
Because in that
I think you guys are right. I'm
where
just-
does Malathat finish in that Breeders' Cup race, and did she win another one before that?
Yeah, no, I
Because
know.
if Malathat goes on and wins again, and then goes to the Breeders' Cup, gets second in that race.
Let's not give her the award yet. That's all I'm saying.
No, we just give it to her.
You're probably
This is what
right.
happens
Because
when you-
especially too, because I
No, you're
mean,
probably
think
right.
Yeah.
I'm just
the other
playing devil's
3-year-old
advocate.
fillies
Can somebody catch
outside
her? I wanna know
of
something.
maybe search results, no one else stands a chance. I think
Well, okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, there might be somebody out there. Who knows? But I'm saying
there's not though. I'm saying I know, and there's not.
If AJ knows it all.
good, good. I want somebody out there to tell AJ he's wrong, please.
Yes. In the comments, let us know.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just
Yeah.
saying somebody else out there tell him he's wrong. All
All
right.
right. Let's
I wish
move-
I could, but I
let's-
can't think of
No, you
anything.
can't. All right, let's go on to Del Mar, where they had 5 graded stakes this weekend. We'll start with Saturday's card. Race 6, grade 1, the Torrey Pines, where Private Mission handridden across the finish line, followed by I'm So Anna and Fast Forest Caraway.
Handridden and Private Mission just striding away from them. They would need to sprout wings to get to Private Mission and Flavion Pratt. They've won it by a distance. I'm So Anna will be second. Forest Caraway third. Then Lizette, Lady Mystified.
That's funny. You said fast because you were thinking Fast Anna.
I was thinking
That's-
Fast
Yeah.
Anna, actually. You're
Yeah,
right.
I actually know where your mind was
Um,
going there.
Yeah. You know, Lady Mystified really took the lead in that backstretch. Really looked like she was going to try to hang on, at least to hit the board. She faded real fast, especially when Private
Yeah.
Mission came up. And then I'm So Anna and Fast Caraway
Yeah,
just
well, listen, Private
pushed her to the
Mansion,
side.
Mission came up really fast on, on her. And that, they're just all over that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was game over for that.
Yeah, she was super impressive. I mean, not Eclipse Award 3-year-old filly impressive, but still super impressive.
Is that how we're going to grade things now?
Yeah, I mean, well, I was hoping for a little bit. I mean, just from a betting perspective, I was hoping for a little bit better out of I'm So Anna. I had
It's a tough horse. It's
Yeah.
a tough
yeah,
horse.
I do. I like that horse, but
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do? Private Mission the best. Field may not have been that super great, but
All right,
time will tell, I guess.
Yeah, time will tell. Let's go to race 7, which is the grade 2 Del Mar Mile, where Forza
He's tough.
yeah, that horse is
Yeah.
tough. Followed by Smooth Like Straight and Hit the Road.
It's a big layoff too.
It was a really big layoff.
Mhm.
Comes in and dominates this field.
Up at the top of the lane. Mo Forza on the outside, Hit the Road in the white. Smooth Like Straight is in there, and Neptune Storm at the rail. These 4 across the track. Anyone can win it. It's Smooth Like Straight the advantage. Smooth Like Straight. Mo Forza. Mo Forza going to get up. Mo Forza got up. Mo Forza wins the Del Mar Mine in a thriller.
That was just, I mean, Smooth Like Straight and Hit the Road really hung in there. Smooth Like Straight really tried to battle him, or Morphosa and the stretch. That horse is something else, though.
Yeah, Morphosa coming back.
Yeah.
Like getting a race under your belt like that and just
Yeah.
doing that horse is tough.
Which you almost could kind of. I mean, when you look at it, 1-to-1, and rightfully so, because you see the big layoff it had before the last 2 races it ran, and then came back and blew the doors off those 2 races that he ran in 2020, and then takes another big layoff, comes back in 2021, probably wins one more races here and looks super impressive, wins it, and then we don't see him again for 320 days.
Yeah. Till next summer.
Well, I think
He'll come
I
back
think
and
that horse
dominate
is
another race.
hopefully aiming for a British Cup race there.
You would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, after that kind of run, that definitely would have to be on the owner's target, you would think.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the Oaks, which was race 9, which was the grade 1 Del Mar Oaks. Going global, followed by Closing Remarks and Fluffy Socks.
Is on the outside of Javanica, they lead it. Now here's Going Global, and Going Global flying. Fluffy Socks on the extreme outside. Closing Remarks is coming late. Going Global's hanging on. Going Global keeps on finding, and Going Global and Fabian Pratt have won the Del Mar Oaks to Closing Remarks. Fluffy Socks.
Well, we all were on
Yeah.
Going Global and Fluffy Socks. Those are my
Yeah.
two plays. That was it. Closing Remarks people talked about, but I mean, Going Global is just good. And Fluffy
It's
Socks
just
is,
that good.
I was surprised. Fluffy Socks was coming at the end.
She was.
And you know, the New York horse didn't get there this time. So it's what it is.
Wait, Fluffy Sock. Didn't Closing Remarks get second?
Yeah, Fluffy Socks came in third.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You're giving a little credit to Fluffy Socks for not
No, I
winning.
just said I played those two and Fluffy Socks was
Yeah.
closing. Well, I'm doing the horse
Well, I
race.
played Closing Remarks. Why don't we talk
I'm
about
doing the Hot Rod Charlie route. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give every credit to the third
that?
place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Got
You know,
third place. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good
Another
job.
Ricky Bobby reference. If you're not first, you're last.
There you go.
Sort of like Sarah's horse, Tetragonal, or whatever it was.
You know, he ran.
He was there.
He was there.
there.
Yeah.
Did he? Was he?
He was in the race.
Oh, he
She was
did?
in
Oh,
the
I
race.
didn't know. I didn't know.
He might have just said screw it and went to the beach. I don't know. I don't.
I didn't see it.
My long shot there was.
I'm sure that's.
I was
I'm
there
sure
when I
that
didn't
beach
see it.
sunset is pretty.
No, I didn't either.
I was there when I
there
didn't see
too.
that horse.
I know, me
Yeah.
too. Well, you know, you win some, you lose a lot. So let's go to the big race of the day, race 10, which was the grade 1 Pacific Classic, where Tripoli took the win there with a tough fight with Tiz Magician in the stretch. And Dr. Post came up to get third, about four and a half lengths back from Tiz.
Dr. Post is starting to wind up, but he's given himself a tall order. Homeward bound in the Pacific Classic, and Tripoli strikes the front and kicks on strongly. And it's Tripoli starting to draw clear now. Tiz Magician is again second, but it's Tripoli in front as they run to the wire. And Tripoli and Tiago Pereira have won the Pacific Classic. Tiz Magician second. Dr. Post got...
Two horse race.
Two horse
So,
race, yeah.
perfect trip for Tripoli. Tiz, he really got, I'll tell you the truth behind with the Tiz thing. He should have been chasing. I'll tell you that right now. He should have
Said he
been
was
chasing
leading.
and what's his name? The 7 screwed it for him because that second quarter he ran, he had to work to get that lead and that's why he got caught. And that's why Tripoli ran the race of his life. If those two horses were bred tomorrow, listen, and the same thing, I think Tiz Magician might beat him, but that was a great race by both of those horses because they dominated the field and Express Train wasn't around.
I saying that was the race of Tripoli's life. Like, don't get me wrong. I will give.
It was great. It was Pacific Classic.
Yesterday I gave Tiz Magician some credit because when we were talking to Chip, I'm like, this horse has got to, like, I know it got second, but needs to be now included at least in his top 10 because I thought that was a good enough performance, especially there. But since Tripoli's come to dirt, this horse has been totally different. Looks extreme. I mean, it looks like a whole new horse, and I think to say that the horse of his life, I think if that's the race of its life, I think the next one's going to be even better. So that's
Sure. So it could be the race of his life right now. That's still his life. You can be,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna be the race of his lifetime. I didn't say lifetime. I said life.
Wow, I'm just saying either way.
As of now,
it
that's
sounds
what
like
I'm
this
saying.
horse is a flash in the pan, like a marriage.
No. He ran the race of his
No,
life.
I think the switch to the dirt was
Perfect
was
trip.
obviously a
But here's the
solid move.
thing: those and AJ, you're probably looking it up right now. That's a kitten. Is that a Kitten's Joy's horse, right? Tripoli.
Tripoli,
Yeah.
Kitten's Joy. Yeah.
Okay. Kitten's Joy horses suck on the dirt, right? They do.
Tripoli would beg to differ.
No. Tiz Magician, the funny thing about him is he's been beaten by only the 2 horses I swear to God have won on the dirt, and that's Cupid's Claw and Tripoli. Like it's really weird because those horses are terrible on the dirt. It's weird they're terrible.
But he's been only beaten by. Say that again.
He's been
Cupid's
beaten
Claw.
by 2 horses that are Kitten's Joy horses.
Oh.
On the dirt, which is really weird. But anyway, no, I think no, but do I think if they ran again and he got a perfect trip, Tripoli got a perfect trip. perfect, stalked off it. But at the end of the day, they just dominated Express Train, Dr. Post, all those guys.
Yeah.
That was their head and shoulders above the bunch. Triple E's really coming around. Absolutely, I agree. It was a great race, but he caught a flyer there and he got it.
Yeah.
And he got it. And he ran really, really well.
Yeah.
Tiz ran great. He needed to change.
Well, I like that's the thing too, is I think when we see the speed figures coming back from this, and just in time form reference, like because that's what we typically use in the show, is I mean, when you look at a big time form number, I mean Tiz won't be more than a point or two behind.
Well, that's what it was.
Whatever number
I think
that
his
comes
wire was
back.
around 100. Or I
Yeah.
think Tiz's was. I know that. And so yeah, it's gonna be a 101 or yeah. Yeah, no, it was
Like, it was close, yeah, for sure.
yeah, he just worked for the lead, which is really crazy for Tiz. He showed a lot to go to the lead in that race for a marathoner. That's pretty impressive, but he's a workhorse. Tripoli, he's a real deal. Can those horses run in the classic? First of all, I don't know if Tiz is going to run in the classic. I think he might go in the marathon, which
I think that horse might need the extra distance.
Yeah.
He can dominate the extra distance. I don't think, Tripoli, you see him in,
no, he
you
can't
know,
go a mile and a half.
no, he can't. But coming into context now with who we know that has already won a win and yearn for the classic, how do you think he rates? We got Knicks Go, we got Max, AJ's favorite horse, Max Player.
Tripoli
Max
destroy
Steel.
Max Player. Destroy Max Player. What do you mean?
The only
close?
one he's going with is Max Player. He's like, he'll just beat that horse. I don't care if he comes in.
Tripoli, Knicks
Yeah,
Go.
they're-
Who would you pick?
Tripoli Knicks Go.
Remember,
I just don't like Knicks Go, but like, yeah, man, it's
well, no, remember though, Delmar horse for a course. That course is different.
enough.
It's at
That is
Delmar.
true.
fair enough. Oh yeah, like don't get me wrong, if they're both in the classic and triple, I mean, obviously,
I think Knicks Go would beat
super
them, but-
overbet. You're right, but
Yeah. But Delmar,
yeah, it's
Delmar.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's go to the last race of Saturday's card, race 11, which was the grade 2 Delmar handicap, where Astronaut won, followed by Masterpiece and Acclimate.
Winner. And on the extreme outside, we still have Arklow trying to make headway, but Acclimate's tough. He's holding on. United's coming with a late run. Astronaut in the pink colours looking to cause the upset. Masterpiece, the grey, at the rail. United suddenly wide open. Astronaut in front as they run to the wire. Astronaut, desperate finish. He just gets there. Masterpiece looked like he...
Okay, first of all, I almost called that Acclimate one. I was all over that. And he led all the way around.
did.
And he got beat by a. But I did fade, and I was the only
You're
one
the only one that did this.
that faded what's his name?
United.
United.
Did.
I went against United and I was right.
Yep. He,
But I didn't
he
pick
put
Astronaut, so
a
who cares?
tough map to show at that
Cool.
race.
You picked Acclimate, so did I.
Third place.
All but United, you're silly.
I just
But-
went D'Amato and it still was not that far off. But United, I mean, that's a big loss for that horse.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we think that a horse that's been held in such high regard for so long,
Yeah.
like in these,
And just kind of, I mean, he struggled to get third. There was a photo finish for third place. He didn't get it, obviously. But everyone, I know that a lot of bettors singled United,
I didn't
or at least
Mhm.
had him in the top.
I didn't like the pace, and if anybody watched before, I didn't like the pace he was going to run into, and it's exactly what really actually happened. I actually thought the 9 was going to press the 7, but he didn't. I really thought that he was going to have a lot of trouble getting through all that crowd there with that speed, and I think that's going to be his problem. And it's got to set up for a horse like him,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. So I mean. When I faded him, it was just to go against everybody. Do I think it was a horse that could win that race? Yeah. But, I didn't think Astronaut was going to win either. So
And
what
now
the hell do I
Astronaut's
know?
going to the Breeders' Cup for the Longines Turf. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Now,
and
the-
realistically, if you play Tripoli, you might have thought to yourself, maybe I should have played Astronaut, who only lost to Tripoli by a nose.
Yeah.
that is true.
It was
Yeah.
at a mile. Obviously, these were a lot farther, but still.
Still, yeah, definitely something to think about there. Let's move on to the last graded stakes of the weekend on Sunday's card for Delmar, race 8, the grade 3 Green Flash Stakes, where Lieutenant Dan took the lead followed by Give Me the Loot and Georgian Chant.
Give me the Lieutenant Dan battles right back at him. Knee deep in snows, running on with little Juanita, but Lieutenant Dan's fighting them all off. Late run Gregorian Chant, but Lieutenant Dan starting to pull clear, and Lieutenant Dan a sparkling performance. Lieutenant Dan, Give Me the Loot, Gregorian Chant.
Yeah, same thing.
Gregorian Chant. I knew Gregorian Chant was going to be the chalk, and he's just not a 5 furlong horse. He's a 6 furlong horse all day. I knew that was going to happen. I knew Collusion was going to be bet too because of who he is, and he's obviously got the class of the race. But 5 on the turf is tough. I liked Lieutenant Dan a lot, and Lieutenant Dan's a solid horse, and a 5 furlongs. That's good. Going to turf, good for him.
Yeah.
And all I need to know is Lieutenant Dan.
Ice cream.
That is it for the news and recapping the races. Let's go to Randy's rant.
All right. So brace yourself, everybody, for this, because it's going to be my rant, and everybody's ready for this. And I didn't really want to do this because I didn't want to acknowledge it, but we got a lot of supporters and people that are involved in our show that are a little bit upset about this. So I'm going to address it. So this, what are they? What are they called?
America's Best Racing.
Okay. America's Best Racing.
I've heard of that, I think.
They do something.
Yeah, they use, I don't even know. Like the NASCAR racing, what? The horse racing?
Oh, isn't Blackjack on there? No.
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. Call that blackjack then. Okay. Well, there's a you blackjack and the other
Here's to
people
you.
involved. Yeah, it's fine. I just want to say to you, like, I saw your podcast things, your nominations for best podcast. And first of all, this is all I want to say. I don't really care. This isn't sour grapes. I don't care about awards because you know why? AJ, you've won some awards before, haven't you?
Couple titles under my belt.
Yeah, me too. I
Or
won
titles
awards.
as belts.
So you've won awards. I'm pretty sure they haven't. But here's the thing about winning awards, you're usually judged by your peers. Now, when you produce content that I actually went and looked at what you do, you're not my peer. You're not anybody. You're boring. You put me to sleep with what you do. What do you just retweet other people's things? What are you doing out there? I mean, you are somebody that wants to tell people like, you know, and like I said, I don't care. Just don't judge people. And I'm not into that. Just say your favorite. Okay. That's what you should do. Our favorite podcast, our fans' favorite podcast, because I don't know how many followers you bought. I see how you did it. It's cool. But here at the Triple Clowns, we don't really care. I don't have enough talking about it. My point is, who the fuck are you to judge us? The Academy Awards are by other Academy Award winners, right? When you get judged on anything, AJ, when you got All American or whatever the fuck you get, All State and everything like that, and I got awards like that too, and I've got movie awards and things like that, you get judged by other people that are in the business that have done it, right?
It's the coaches.
Coaches, yeah.
Yep.
You guys aren't coaches. You guys aren't players. Get the fuck out of here. You're not even a player. Stop it. Stop. So stop bringing us, because Triple Clowns don't care. But we just want to, but I want to give a shout out to other people out there, like the Way I Did Joe show. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Horse Racing Radar,
Radar.
who's done a lot, you know, and sorry if I forgot you. Tom and Tom, you know, Razor and Jimmy and those guys, what they're
Sports
doing.
Radio, yeah, what they're
Yeah, I
doing.
mean, come on, guys. Like I'm just saying, like, that's fine. We're not on TV.
Who gets more daily viewers right now than Jimmy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I mean, I don't know if you consider him a
He kind of
podcast.
pioneered a movement.
Like there's
with
a
what he
gray
does.
area over there, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
Jimmy pioneered a movement with what he does for horse
I'm
racing
just
in his
saying,
show.
like,
So
listen, and we heard from a good source today, the other day, and this is a true story. And I won't even say who it is, but I can because he can come on and say it because he will. And this is a true story. Big name in horse racing said he was talking to another big name in horse racing, and he said, "You know what? I was talking with this other big name, and he said, you know who my people are? The Triple Clowns." He goes, "Those are my people," and the other person agreed. Those are my people. So that's all we care about. You know what? Nobody gives a shit about you, America's Best Racing. Nobody. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. You know why? And so, for you at America's Best Racing, just so you know, the Triple Clowns, we are
The styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing sons of a gun. And we can't keep these alligators on the floor. Woo!
See you later, everybody.